What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Michael Kors. We have not yet talked about any fragrances from this house. What kind of fragrance is this? Is it going to be mass appealing? I'm assuming so, since it's a designer. And by the looks of the bottle, it sounds like we're dealing with some sort of luxurious, fresh fragrance, maybe. But before I tell you what it is, strap up. You know how we do. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. From the house of Michael Kors, we have Michael Kors Pour Homme, courtesy of Kix Griffey. Shout out to my boy Kix. Hooked up the Decant, and I had been interested in this, seeing the bottle. As you guys will see in a second here, the bottle is definitely, I like it. It fits my swagger. Let's see if the fragrance is just as cool. We are going to beam the test strip. I'm going to let it sit for half a second. Just kind of smelling this in the air. I don't think we're going to need to put this on skin, to be quite honest with you. Let's see if there's any knowledge to be shared on the background of the fragrance. So, Michael Kors is an aromatic aquatic fragrance for men. This is a new fragrance launched in late 2024. And then it goes into a note breakdown. This is by Georgie Fernandez. I don't know much about him. Doesn't really matter. At least for me. Some of y'all are into the perfumer, but unless a fragrance really stands out to me, I don't really care about investigating any further. If there's intrigue there, like the perfumer from La Ligue fragrances and stuff like that, I'll nosedive to my heart's content. But anyways, out in the air, I kind of get a very generic, aromatic aquatic feel. I don't like to say marine aquatic because I specifically try to use that with like Aqua di Gio. But marine aquatic can be outside of that, kind of this like marine blue aqua metallic type of feel. But it's generically aquatic, I would say. In the air, this isn't going to feel like anything innovative. It smells quality. I don't know about luxurious, upscale. It borderlines the kind of quality aroma you'd get when you go into like an actual Michael Kors store, you know what I'm saying? Or like a Breitling, or, when you go to the retailers or a Neiman Marcus, it's kind of got that high-end retail feel in the air, just being a very fresh citrus aquatic fragrance. I'm not that inspired by this, to be honest. It's a bit spicy. It's extremely metallic. It's lightly aquatic and a bit citric. Not very generic in the air. I'm interested in going to the window to see if there's anything else we should know about. That's the bottle right there, as you can see. It's pretty dope. Kind of like the old school I think it's Figueroa chains, or starts with an F. There was like a chain style, the link style of the chains we used to get when we used to go through the mall and snatch chains up. The way these links come together, there's a certain style for that. I thought it was Figueroa. Probably not. Something close to that. Started with an F. Anyway, on the top, we have lavender, bergamot, pink pepper. I don't get much pepper. A lot of bergamot, not much lavender. Seawater for sure, geranium. I get it a little bit. Sage in the mid. And in the base, we have ambergris, patchouli, and vetiver. How much did we get this fragrance for? It's going for 80 for, was that 100 mil? Yeah, for 100 mil. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. 60 ratings at 4.8 is kind of ridiculous to me. What's Fragrantica saying as far as the rating? We getting ratings in right now? 3.7 out of 5. Man, I truly believe that this is like very mid. I mean, again, the quality's there. I don't even need to like stay on that screen. I love seeing patchouli and vetiver and geranium there, but I don't get a lot of patchouli. I don't get a lot of vetiver. Geranium for sure, you know. Um, but this is like a generic citrus aquatic with a little bit of upscale feel, but not upscale like niche. More upscale, just like maybe instead of Macy's, you're in a Michael Kors store or a Neiman Marcus. But that's not really a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who wants to smell like a retail store, right? I mean, I don't know, guys. For me, just overall, this fragrance gets like a 6 or a 7. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I think in the best case scenario for an aquatic citrus fragrance, it gets a 7, just straight average. But I almost want to give it a 6, simply because there's like the audacity to go this generic. You know what I'm saying? We've been here before. We've done this before. I don't know what this reminds me of. If it's something from Azzaro Chrome, if it's Club de Nuit Sillage, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely got an Azzaro chrominess to it. But there's a lot of fragrances that do this, guys. Even I think Bentley Silver Lake tries to go here a bit. I almost want to spray it on skin to see if it'll do a little bit more, which I imagine it would. But I don't think this could beat an average score to me. So I'm just going to kind of move on. This is a lackluster interview, guys. If I'm not inspired by the fragrance, if it doesn't take me on a nose journey, I'm not going to sit here and try to filibuster my way through a 15-minute episode. We're going to keep it short and sweet. I think this is extremely generic for the price. I wouldn't pay $80 for this. This is something that I would imagine I could go to Ross for and pick this up for like $40 max. And because it's so generic and I have so many DNAs like this, you know, I still wouldn't even do that. Usual suspects here. This is an ageless spring summer fragrance, but I think any season, any reason, but I think it's meant to be worn in high heat for me. It's extremely metallic, guys, like 80% metallic to my nose. The marine aquaticness is maybe only like 10-20%, heavy on bergamot. It's almost got this ashy tart on the bergamot, which I think is being created by the brush of lavender and geranium on it. I can't even make out any patchouli and vetiver and ambergris, to be honest. I'm so surprised that this doesn't have more of an Acqua di Gio feel, with it being bergamot, seawater, patchouli, and vetiver, as those are some of the highlight notes in ADG. But yeah, any season, any reason, but hot weather, outdoor feel, ageless, occasion, casual, upscale casual at best, but it's hard to feel upscale when you have such a generic, fresh outdoor DNA. It's not bad. It's not good. It's not inspiring. It's just a very middle-of-the-road fresh fragrance for me, guys. And again, it would feel more luxury, but when you've been there and you've done that, it feels less luxury than the stuff you've smelled before that smells like it. I'm going to be honest. I would prefer Nautica Voyage over this. Might be blasphemous to some of you guys. I prefer Club de Nuit Iconic over this. I prefer Acqua di Gio over this. I prefer Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue O Intense over this. And it's just like that. I know I could think of some other ones, guys. I'm just kind of looking at my shelf right now. But yeah, man, I mean, and I'm trying to pick fragrances that are specifically like right after the throat of this DNA. I mean, even Banana Republic's Metal Rain is better than this to me. Grassland's better than this, even though Grassland's not a metallic. Metal Rain is the closest comparison. Yeah, man, I can't give this more than a 7, guys. Casual, maybe upscale casual at best. Clean cut, generic. It's nice, but is it unique? Is it worth the designer price? You know, the kind of mid-tier 80 to 150 price point? Absolutely not to me. Yeah. It's just going to remind you of so many things you've put your nose on years ago. You know, it smells very like it's an ode to an old fragrance or something like that. sprays on this, if you even care, I think 4 to 6, you'll be just fine. 6 up if you want to go 8 hours plus on your shift. And yeah, I named a bunch of alternatives that I think are better, guys. In terms of the marine aquatic DNA, there's plenty of fresh fragrances that I think are even better than the ones I just named for you. But I tried to name fragrances that are extremely close to this DNA. Sillage, Iconic, Light Blue O Intense, Starwalker. There's just a lot. Nautica, Voyage. Yeah, that's my review, guys. I wish I could be helpful for you. Is this a men's fragrance only? Yes, it is. And yeah, it runs about $80. Very cool bottle, fragrance generic. And that's my take. I almost want to give it a... Oh. Are any of my sounds
brother, this guy...
Huh. For some reason, my headphones aren't working, but I guess I'll run this back, and hopefully if the audio works, I'll post this episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell so you can stay tuned to everything we got going on. And let me know if you have this fragrance and if you completely disagree with me. I'm sure there's somebody out there that does. This is The Scent Bubble. Hope you have a blessed week. This was Michael Kors Pour Homme, which I believe is for men. Have a great week.